All right, we are here with another championship transformation. We have a client that's been us for a little while now, but she just completed, or she's almost in the progress of finishing off one of our other challenges. But I'll let her introduce herself. What is your name?
My name is Carrie, and like
Awesome.
you said, I've been here for a little bit over a year now. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So you joined us initially for your first challenge, right? How was that? Well, remind me again. What were those results and what did they look like?
So I think I started at 137 pounds and I went down to 120 something,
Mhm.
and I lost 4-ish percent of body fat. So um I thought that was pretty amazing that I was able to do that in 6 weeks time.
Amazing. Sorry, am I calculating correctly? 17 pounds then, 4% body fat down?
Something around there. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was enough to make me see that like this program was working for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you lost the weight. You've been with us for a little over a year now, but you decided to do another challenge with us. Why?
I think it's always good to do some refreshers, especially because each of the challenges that I've done, this is actually my third challenge, has had a different focus. So the first one was the 6-week fit challenge. The second one was learning about habits. So that includes drinking water and sleep and walking and all that stuff. And then this one is nutrition. And I think that nutrition is 80% of everything to do with how fit you are. I mean, you can't lift a bad diet. So it's a good reminder to keep building these habits and learn about new things.
Absolutely. And I always encourage, that's why we do them throughout the year. Um, I often say clients, people don't often need to be taught new things. They just need to be reminded and reminding them of those like little habits that made you successful in the first place. What were your results with doing this challenge or the third time?
The third time, it's not that I saw a huge jump in body weight or body fat percentages, but I do notice that I'm much more conscious of eating, especially after a holiday, after like all of these different celebrations, Chinese New Year, all of that stuff where you're just eating, eating, eating. It's a good reminder to go, hey, did you get enough vegetables? Hey, are you actually one thing that's new that I hadn't really done before was carbs around workouts,
Hmm.
which I found interesting. So I did find that it did help with giving me a little bit more of a boost
Hmm.
before I went to a fit class or a strength class. If I had carbs maybe an hour and a half or so before, so I'd have like a good piece of like whole wheat toast or something like that. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And I looked at some of the things that you've written that because you've tried some diets like keto and South Beach that are very low carb. And people think carbs are the enemy, but really it's the timing of carbs. Um, would you share kind of like your experience with doing low carb versus things that we suggested?
So I think in all of those other diets, they were very restrictive. And yeah, it made it seem like carbs were a bad guy and you shouldn't touch them, including in things that could be nutritious for you, like fruits, some vegetables. I think it's everything is really about moderation and knowing not to overeat a certain type of carb
Mhm.
and making sure that you have the protein and the fibers that go with it to help your body like slow down the digestion of it or make you crave other things. And those fad diets were really hard for me to keep up because I like ramen, I like
Right.
fruit, uh, I like pizza, and those are things that were no-nos, and it made me want to eat those things so much more.
Hmm.
Now that I've been with Fight Fit for over a year, I haven't really felt like I've been depraving myself of anything, so I don't really go craving all those quote unquote bad foods. Food is just food, and it's
Hmm.
okay to have something like that on occasion. Now, if you eat that every day and loads of it, then that's where the problem lies.
Yeah.
But I've also been able to build a lot more muscle, so it actually helps me burn faster,
Hmm.
burn fat faster, and build faster. And I noticed that even though the progression isn't as fast as it was when I started in the beginning, when I had a lot more fat, uh, and less muscle, I am continuing to build more muscle as the days and weeks go on. So this is what keeps me motivated to like stay with this program. There's a great community of people whenever I go to the gym, like all the coaches know me, I know them, and there's so many friends that I have in the classes. It's makes it so easy to feel like you're a part of a community and it's something to look forward to at the end of a workday.
That's awesome. You touched on so many important points. I just want to reiterate because there was a lot of great nuggets that you talked about. I think the first thing you talked about was when you initially did the challenge, it was very, I would say it's restrictive, but I would say, but our philosophy has always been eliminate before you learn to moderate. Because until you get rid of things, you don't really know how to moderate. Because a lot of people will think of food and be like, oh, I need this or I need that. When you really just need to eliminate it for a certain amount of time and then reintroduce it like you have now, you can live without ramen, you eat that stuff, which is great. um you touched on another important piece too, which is like combining nutrients together, which is key. Prioritizing protein, making sure you have enough fiber and carbs again around workouts. But lastly, I think the key is like doing it with a community makes it so much easier. It's kind of what you've been leading to. It's like how much easier it is to come out to workouts, stay motivated, and stay accountable. So that's awesome. Now, I want to ask you this last question, just about like people that have, because you're the perfect ascension of a client that's come through us through an initial challenge, which is tough. The initial, which we saw really good results, been with us for a year, and you've done things like other challenges and personal training. Um, what would you say to somebody that's kind of in that plateau and that's stuck?
Yeah, so I think like it's natural to reach a certain plateau and feel like you're stuck for a while. And that's when I'd go to my coaches or and say, hey, like I feel like I haven't really been doing anything or the scale's moving the other way or my fat's moving the other way, and little adjustments are made. So it's really a lot about perseverance and knowing that you're gonna have your ups and downs. I don't think anybody's gains is goes in a straight line this way.
Yeah.
You're gonna go like this, dip a little bit, go back, get stuck, and then start to go up again. And the main thing is perseverance and knowing that, hey, my body's adjusting. Um, the thing that keeps me going is that I notice that I even like week to week, I get challenged to lift a stronger weight or do a different exercise that I never thought I could do before. And I'm surprised that it's like, hey, I can do this, or hey, I can almost do it, or 3 weeks later, it's like, oh, I did it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot about giving yourself that grace to fail, knowing that
Yes.
every step you take going forward is going to eventually help you get to where you want to go.
Love it. Give yourself grace to fail, which is awesome. And I always talk about failing forward, which is the key to learning. So, two things I wanted to talk about that you said. Number one, get support from a coach. And like we do this with all our clients, offer them coaching sessions so they could talk about their challenges and then we can create a game plan for them, just like it sounds like we have for you. And the second piece is strength goals has now become the new barometer of success. I think initially body composition, we lost weight. Sure, you look better, you feel better, clothes are fitting better, which is all great early wins. But the next thing we start chasing in the journey is feeling like, I did more reps. I felt stronger. And that's where even our blue band standard comes in, and where semi-private strength training comes in, which is awesome, which you're all a part of, which I think is huge, very important in the journey to better health and fitness. But Carrie, thank you so much. If there's anything else you want to share with the team or the community,
Yeah,
do you have anything?
I do. Like, I really want to thank the team and the community, like, for really making me feel like I'm a person and not just another number on the roster. I really feel like I'm very close to everybody and everybody knows what my goals are. And anytime I'm in the gym, everybody's always like giving assurances or egging me on. It's like, you can do it, you can try this. So yeah, I mean, for anybody that hasn't had that in the gyms that they've gone to, I was part of Good Life for many, many years and I never had that type of a community. And here's a place where I've really grown in the year and a bit that I've been here. I've grown so much, not only in the knowledge of how to take care of my nutrition, but also like learning how to take care of my body and how to get stronger. So I'm very happy to be here and I'm looking forward to be here for a long time.
Thank you. Awesome, Carrie. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I think I say this after every interview. The true transformation is the change, like of who you were for who you are becoming. And I think, we've seen that journey, and your change has been amazing and inspiring. And thank you for sharing it with our community.
Thank you.